Singapore is one of the most connected cities in the world. It's how the city runs, transport networks, payments, maps, messages, all of it, all day. And that means the real stress test isn't a quiet afternoon. It's peak hour, it's underground. It's when everyone's out at the same time. When it works, you don't notice it. So what does it take to keep a whole city online without a wire in sight? Singapore is one of the first countries to adopt nationwide 5G coverage. To understand why 5G matters here, quick recap. 3G made mobile internet possible. 4G made video and streaming feel normal. 5G is built for three things: more capacity, lower lag, and more consistent performance, especially when the city gets busy.
Comparing 4G, 5G is like 10 times faster and a much lower latency. That's how quickly data travel between your device and the network, so that you can enjoy zero buffering, smoother video experience, and faster download.
And this enables us to do remarkable things with 5G connection. Cars can talk to each other, and immersive mixed reality experiences can be achieved in real time. Not to mention a whole new range of industrial applications.
We achieved nationwide 5G standalone coverage in July 2022, 3 years ahead of the 2025 target. Singapore became the first nation in the world to be fully powered by a dedicated 5G standalone network. It is why now you can get a strong signal even in basement car park, inside HDB lift.
Here's the part no one thinks about. Network engineers like Eugene literally go block by block to conduct maintenance checks on the 5G network. He uses a special test phone to monitor network strength and quality.
Okay, so today I'll be doing a network test on level 24 of this building. I'll be doing it by taking a floor plan of this level and then walking along the common corridor and measuring the signal strength by adding waypoints along the way. Okay, so the waypoints is every corner, I'll drop a waypoint to indicate it's the end of this path, and I'll circle back and walk to the other end and drop another waypoint. All green is good.
And this good result is not by accident. Base stations are strategically placed to ensure strong, consistent signals wherever you are.
So our base station is part of the whole setup to transmit 4G and 5G signals from the antenna to the end user phone devices.
In layman's terms, when you play a video on your mobile phone, the data travels from the video server to the core network to the base station through this high-speed fiber optics cable.
In Singapore, coverage also includes MRT tunnels, and Singapore has a lot of them. Here, concrete, steel, and distance all fight your signal.
5G wasn't just about sticking antenna on rooftop. In a dense city like Singapore, the challenge is about getting signal through thick concrete wall and underground. We use a mix of spectrum band to solve this.
Underground engineers like Azmi have to find creative solutions to bring the internet to the deep tunnels.
So these are our 5G and 4G radios. These are the signal source of our 4G and 5G signals that you receive at the station, concourse, and the tunnel. These signals will then be combined into this cabinet here, which is our combiner. The combiner has two outputs. One goes to the station concourse or platform where you see the dome-shaped antennas. The other will go into the tunnel via the feeders.
Booster cables run along the tunnel at passenger level, giving commuters a stronger direct connection on their phones. But any issue with these cables can make maintenance a headache for engineers. Trains still have to run.
There are some limitations to how long we can access for the maintenance. For MRT stations, it's just between 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. So with this very tight window for engineering, right, sometimes it requires us to go down multiple nights in order to rectify a specific problem.
In 2022, Singtel launched a fully underground, full 5G coverage across the MRT network. Maintaining that system, however, requires constant vigilance.
I'm doing signal verification check to ensure that our 5G signal is good. This phone shows the 5G slicing service, while this phone shows the standard service.
Coverage is the foundation, but once coverage is steady, there's a second problem: pressure. Because in a digital nation like Singapore, networks are constantly stress tested. Ryan Lee and his team oversees network usage in such specialized high-traffic situations.
Typically, special events such as concerts, National Day, Parade, New Year Countdown, these are some of the major events, and these are actually some of the most demanding scenarios for any mobile network.
Imagine it's New Year's Eve at Marina Bay. It's 11:45 p.m. In the next 15 minutes, millions of people will post, stream, call, and upload all at once. This is why they activate the War Room to watch the network live and react fast.
What you are seeing now is actually a typical war room setup. This is a centralized command center where engineers from different disciplines come together. We usually activate this war room only during special events. In a few hours, tens of thousands of people gather at the same location. Data usage can spike by 10 times compared to normal days. Everyone is accessing to digital service.
Network usage spikes up. The team of engineers stay vigilant.
So what we are seeing here in this event is that this particular two locations are having degraded performance, which is why it is actually showing orange color and red color. We'll have the engineers on site to further deep dive into serving cells that are having problems now.
Once the team identifies the location with slower data speed, engineers are deployed on site to gather information. Checking network speed is mission critical. Every second counts in a world that never sleeps, where engineers are out, rain or shine, to diagnose and fix the digital lifeline.
So during events like NDP, National Day Parade, or F1 race, the war room moves into high alert mode. We activate VIP lane through network slicing technology of the 5G standalone network.
Here's one tool that matters during big nights. A reserved lane not to make everyone faster, but to keep critical services stable. When 5G is steady, it stops being phone internet. It becomes infrastructure for bigger systems. From real-time security that keeps us safer, to creating a digital twin of the city, to autonomous vehicles on the road. But the clearest reason why it matters, for example, is in healthcare, where reliable 5G could be a matter of life and death. Here at the National University Hospital, Dr. Gao is an early adopter of 5G usage in robotic surgery.
Holomedicine, essentially, it's mainly a combination of two words, hologram and medicine. And it was really about us trying to use a technology called mixed reality and allow us to use it to assist us in clinical services. So what the software or the AI does, right, is that it takes the individual 2D images and it stitches them to form a 3D image. So essentially, this is the hologram of the liver that I'm looking at. And this is the control interface where I have a whole panel of different images and scans for the particular patient. And I can also control the image itself. Right, so this image that you see here essentially is a colorized image from a patient's scan. I can control and interact with the image just purely by gesture. Right, so when I pinch the image, I can turn it, I can rotate it, essentially giving me a full three-dimensional view of this patient's liver. So for example, in pediatrics liver transplant, we use this to do donor-recipient size matching to make sure that the liver from the donor is of the correct size. So if you're talking about 5 to 10 years ago, the technology wasn't really there, 5G is crucial because we are talking about mission-critical applications. If you want to grow and you want to scale and you want to use technology like this for more complex operations that requires really very low latency network, high compute requirements, stable holograms, and essentially very good usability, you need to move on to a network like 5G in order to support the use cases.
That's the bigger picture for everyday life. Singapore runs on 5G not because it's flashy, but because it has to perform even when the city is packed, underground, and constantly on the move. Most days, you won't even think about it. And that's the point. When a network is doing its job, the city just keeps moving.